Tara e Baba Sundari, Tara e Baba, Tara e Baba Sundari, Tara e Baba Raja He Manna Venandana Abhaya Charanara Raja He Manna Raja He Manna Venandana Abhaya Raja He Manna Sita Akapa Basabari Sanda Edina Jamini Kajire Sita Sita Akapa Basabari Sanda Edina Jamini E Dhanna Jovana Putra Parijana Ete Kiya Se Para Chitere E Dhanna Jovana Jogana Putra Parijana Ete Kiya Se Para Chitere Jogana Kamala Dala Dala Devana Kamala Dala Dala Devana Hari Pada Raja Hare Nanda Bhavaya Saranada Trabanda Kirtana Smarana Bandana Adasevana Kasare Trabanda Kirtana Smarana Radhana Kirtana Sarana Bandana Adasevana Kasare Trabanda Kirtana Rodana Sakidana Madhya Rodana Sakidana Jai Sri Hridam Sankirtan ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya 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 Dutta Chandra Jaya Guru Tattvavrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dutta Chandra Jaya Guru Tattvavrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dutta Chandra Jaya Guru Tattvavrinda Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai Sri Chaitanya charitamrita ki Jai Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki We continue to read from Madhya Leela, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. We are reading in chapter 3, entitled Lord Chaitanya at the house of Advaita Acharya, and it is text number 123. 123?
123.
123. Asru Kampa Pulaka Sweda Gadgada Vachana
Shrukampa Pulaka Sveda Gadgada Vachana
Kshane Ute Kshane Pade Kshane Ka Rodana
क्षणे उठे क्षणे पड़े क्षणे का रोदना.
So these are describing the ecstatic symptoms of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of Advaita Acharya. Tears fell from his eyes and his whole body trembled. His bodily hairs stood on end. He perspired heavily, and his words faltered. Sometimes he stood, and sometimes he fell, and sometimes he cried. Ha ha pranapriya saki ki na hoila more.
Ha ha prana priya sakhi ina haila more.
Kanu prema vishe mora tanu mana jare.
Kanu prema vishe mora tanu mana jare.
Mukunda sang, my dear intimate friend, what has not happened to me due to the effects of the poison of love for Krishna? The poison of love for Krishna. My body and mind have been severely afflicted. Ratri dine pode mana sayasti na pan.
Ratri dine pode mana soyasti na pan.
Jahan gele kanupan tahun udiyan.
Tahan gele kanu pan tahan udiyan.
Translation: my feeling is like this. My mind burns day and night, and I can get no rest. If there were some place I could go to meet Krishna, I would immediately fly there. At that time, there was no airplane. Mystic power. 126. E pada gaya mukunda madura susvade.
Pada gaya mukunda madhura susware.
Sunya prabhura chita antare vidare.
Suniya prabhura chitta antare vidare.
This stanza was sung by Mukunda in a very sweet voice. But as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this stanza, his mind went to pieces. Nirvida Vishada Harsha Kapalya Galva Dainya.
Nirveda vishada asha chapalya garmadaya.
Prabhura Sahita Jiddha Kare Bhava Sainya.
Prabhura sahita yuddha kare bhava sainya.
The transcendental ecstatic symptoms of disappointment, moroseness, pleasure, restlessness, pride, and humility all began to fight like soldiers within the Lord. Jara jara haila prabhu bhavera prahare.
Jara jara haira prabhu bhavera prahare.
Bhumite parila swasa nahika sharire.
Bhumite padila swasahika sharire.
The entire body of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to totter due to the onslaught of various ecstatic symptoms. As a result, he immediately fell to the ground and his breathing almost stopped. Same thing when Lord Chaitanya first arrived later on in Jagannath Puri. For the first time, he is seeing Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri falls unconscious. All the Pandits think he is. Dekhiya chintita haila yata bhaktagana achambite ute prabhu koriya garjana. Translation. Upon seeing the condition of the Lord, all the devotees became very anxious. Then suddenly the Lord got up and began to make thunderous sound. Bol bol bole natse anande vivala.
All bale bale nache anande vikfala.
Bhujana nayaya bhava taranga prabala. Upon standing up, the Lord said, "Go on speaking, go on speaking." Thus he began to dance, overwhelmed with pleasure. No one could understand the strong waves of his ecstasy. Nityananda Sange Bule Prabhu ke Darina. Acharya Haridas Bule Pacheta Nachina. Lord Nityananda began to walk with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see that he would not fall. And Advaitacharya and Haridas Thakur followed them dancing. Ordinary people, karmi people, they will say, Pagol, these are madmen. But actually the madmen are the materialistic people, non-devotees. E mata prahare ka nache prabhu range.
Mata prahare ka nache prabhu range.
Kabhu harsha, kabhu vishada, bhavera tarange.
Kabhu harsha, kabhu vishada, bhavera tarange.
In this way, the Lord danced for at least 3 hours. Advaita Acharya danced 3 hours. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 3 hours. One devotee, what's the name of that devotee? One devotee, very close associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Starts with a V. He broke all records. He danced non-stop. He danced non-stop, I think, for 32 hours. Bolo?
నాన్ స్టాప్ అంటే ఆపకుండా నృత్యం చేశారు.
We cannot chant and dance for 32 minutes. Even 3 minutes. E mata prahare ka nache prabhu sang range.
Mata prahare ka nache prabhu range.
Kabhu harsha, kabhu visada, bhavera tarange.
Kabhu harsha, kabhu visada, bhavera tarange.
Yes, we just read this one. Now 133. दिन दिन upavase kariya bhajana.
दिन दिन उपवास करिया भोजना
Udanda nrityete prabhuda haila parishrama.
गंडा नृत्य ते प्रभुरा परिश्रमा
The Lord had been fasting for 3 days, and after that period he took eatables sumptuously. Thus, when he danced and jumped high, he became a little fatigued. I think, yeah. After fasting, one day, Nirjal Ekadasi, we should not immediately take a big feast because the stomach is. Yeah. But here, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fasting 3 days. And Advaita Acharya giving big feast. So the Lord, with this chanting and dancing, starting to feel a little fatigued, tired. Tabhuta nadane srama prema vistahana. Nityananda Mahaprabhu ke rakila dharina. Being fully absorbed in love of Godhead, he would not understand his fatigue, but Nityananda Prabhu catching him stopped his dancing. Yeah. Acharya Gosani Tabe Rakila Kirtana. Nana Seva Kari Prabhu ke Karaila Shayana. Nana Seva Kari Prabhu ke Karaila Shayana. Although the Lord was fatigued, Nityananda Prabhu kept him steady by holding him. At that time, Advaita Acharya suspended the chanting and by rendering various services to the Lord, made him lie down to take rest. E mata 10 din bhojana kirtan. It's like we say Kadasi is upavas, fasting. Next day feasting, feasting, fasting, feasting. 10 days. Fasting, feasting, and dancing here, of course. E mata dasadina bhojana kirtana. Ekarupe kori Hare Prabhu Sevana. For 10 continuous days, Advaita Acharya held feasting, no fasting, only feasting. Feasting and dancing in the evening. He served the Lord in this way without any change. Prabhate Acharya Ratna Dolaya Charana. Prabhate Acharya Ratna Dolaya Charaya. Bhakta Gana Sange Aila Sachimatalana. Bhakta Gana Sange Aila Sachimatalana. In the morning, Chandrasekhar seated Sachimata in a palanquin and brought her from her house with many devotees. Nadia Nagare Raloko loka stri balaka vridha.
Madiya nagarera loka stri balaka vruddha.
Sab loka aila aila sangata samrida.
Sabaloka aila haila sangata samruddha.
In this way, all the people of the town of Nadia, including all women, boys, and old men, came there. Thus, the crowd increased. Mm. Prata kritya kari kare nama sankirtana.
Prata kritya kari kare nama sankirtana.
Satsimata lana aila advaita bhavana.
Sachimata lana aila praita bhavana.
In the morning, after regular duties were completed and the Lord was chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the people accompanied Sachimata to the house of Advaita Acharya. Sachi aage parila Prabhu dandavat hana.
Sachi aage pade Prabhu dandavataya.
Kandite lagila Sachi kole uthaina.
Kandite lagila Sachi kole taina.
As soon as Mother Sachi appeared on the scene, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just took sannyas. Mother is coming. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down like a stick. Mother Sachi began to cry, taking the Lord on her lap. Dunhara darsane dunhe haila divala.
Donhara darshane dunhe haila vipala.
Kesha nadakiya sachi haila vikala.
Krishna dekhiya Sachi haila vikala.
Upon seeing each other, they both became overwhelmed. Seeing the Lord's head without hair, Mother Sachi became greatly agitated. My Nimai, where's my Nimai? Nimai Kotai. Now it's sannyasi. Anga muche mukha kumbhe kare nirikshana.
Muche mukha chumbe kare nirikshana.
Dakite na phaya asru barila nayana.
Dekhite na paya ashru bharila nayana.
Out of love, she began to caress the body of the Lord. Sometimes she kissed his face and tried to observe him carefully, but because her eyes were filled with tears, she could not see. Kandiya kahena sachi bhasare nimani.
Kandiya kahena sachi vachare nimai.
Vishvarupa samana koriha niturai.
Vishwarupa samana kariha mithorai.
Understanding that Lord Chaitanya had accepted the renounced order of life, Tatsimata, crying, said to the Lord, "My darling Nimai, do not be cruel like Vishwarup, your elder brother." Actually, Lord Chaitanya had elder brother by the name of Vishwarup, and because Vishwarup was often uh, associating with Advaita Acharya, and Advaita Acharya was preaching to him, Vishwarup became very attracted to spiritual life. So he decided to leave home and take sannyas.
సన్యాసం తీసుకోవడానికి
Actually, even before Vishwarup, Sachimata had many girls born, but they all died. Sannyasi haya puna nadila darshana.
సన్యాసి హయ పునః నాదిలా దర్శన
Tumi taiche koile mora hoibe marana.
তুমি তাইছে কাইলে মোরা হইবে মরণ
Mother Sachi continued, after accepting the renounced order, Vishwarup never again gave me audience. If you do like him, that will certainly be the death for me.
దుఃఖమైతుంది మరణం కోసం చేస్తున్నారు
Because sannyasi, not after leaving home, taking sannyas, one is not supposed to return home.
ప్రతి సన్యాసం గారు సన్యాసం తీసుకున్న తర్వాత ఆయన ఇంటి నుంచి బయటకు వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత మన ఇంటికి రాకూడదు
And especially if sannyasi was married before, he strictly cannot see only Mother Sachi. Vishnu Priya did not come.
అయితే ఎప్పుడైతే చైతన్య మహాప్రభు ఎవరైతే పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటారో వాళ్ళు సన్యాసం తీసుకుంటారో
Yeah.
ఆ నుంచి శిష్యమత విష్ణుప్రియ
Kandiya bolena Prabhu shono mora ai.
कांडिया बले ना प्रभु सुना मोरा आई
Tomara sarira e mora kichu nai.
हमारा शरीर मोरा किछु नाई
The Lord replied, my dear mother, please hear. This body belongs to you. I do not possess anything.
నాకంటే ఏది లేదు
So we have to stop here. Tomorrow, more discussion. Actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in this Leela, at some time, maybe we'll read tomorrow, he's telling actually, I did a big mistake by taking sannyas. Please forgive me. But now I've taken sannyas.
ఏదో రకంగా ఈ సన్యాసం తీసుకున్నాను
Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
जय
Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki.
जय
Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki.
जय
Jai Nitai Gaura Pimanandi.
हरि हरि बोल